Hello everybody, Bomdagor here, and welcome to, I guess I'm just going to call this my Starcraft 2 Protoss tutorial on 3-gate Robo. It may not be the greatest 3-gate Robo in the world. I do make a couple mistakes here and there. But this is just to kind of explain what needs to be done in, when I was talking about JHM's game versus his Terran opponent Boone. So, and we're just gonna not watch it from my. We're just gonna watch it from my perspective. This is against a. I chose a hard AI. I was gonna do very easy, but right here, this just kind of shows I'm not gonna do any protection. Yeah, I am. Once that pylon hits, I do chrono boost on there. On the Nexus to kind of get it going just a bit. So this is what I'm looking for. So I did a pylon scout, so I did pylon on 9, scout on 9 to see what my opponent's doing. I'm looking for gas, not taking gas. There's the racks going down, so I am doing a little more microing than I should have. So if we pan to my cam,
your probes are under attack.
Now you're telling somewhere on this bottom part of the screen right here. My Nexus is on 5. My probe's on 1. So basically, I can keep flipping back and forth between the two as long as I keep double tapping those numbers. It'll always take me to them. There's the 3 probes on gas. I didn't not use the Nexus rally to go put them on gas. I just directly took them off gas. So, and then I'm going to set my probe on the tower. Whoops. Keep doing that, thinking that I'm doing. So, by what I scouted, the Terran was going 2 racks play. So basically, it's 2 racks Marauder push. You saw me select all those probes to figure out how many I had. So roughly around. So I'm trying to figure out what my opponent's doing. So as we take a look, down another pylon. So my pylon went down on 9. My scouting went at 9. My gateway went down on 12. My cyber core, my gas went down on 14. My cyber core starts as soon as my gateway finishes, and then I try to get my so I should have thrown that chrono boost on my warp gate technology instead of my probe line. Again, thinking this is a a regular game versus a human opponent, not versus the AI. So you see me scouting for seeing if he had another base going down. So this is what I'm looking for. Oh, no expansion, and then a bunch of Marines. So I do catch that. So now I'm gonna start building a little. Try to get my defense up as fast as possible. Try to chrono boost out, and I get supply blocked again. So these are these mistakes that I made trying to do this. I had a thought built in my head I was gonna automatically do. All of a sudden, whoops! I forget pylons. How does that happen? Well, very easily.
Here in the shadows.
There goes my Robo. So basically you see 2-gate Robo. My 3rd gate should be going down pretty soon. Now, positioning them there gives me a little more vision before they get to the ramp. Now, if I watched my minimap, I would have probably seen them coming. So I take a Zealot and I send him to the tower. My warp gate finishes. There you go. See, I had about 20 probes. There's another warping cycle there. So now I'm just kind of waiting on this army to show up. And here they come. So it's Marine Marauder with an SCV. And now I got an Immortal on the way. And this wasn't a stem time, this was just a regular 2-Rex push around the 8-minute mark. So as long as I had that sentry there, it kind of helped me out a lot. Not all my stalkers are firing, so that's a mistake on my part. And then there's the Immortal. And then I just kind of park it right there. And then I get an observer. I get a little more supply box, so I chuck down 2 pylons. And then I'm moving that zealot. And then there's my proxy pylon. I move that that zealot is going straight towards that to the other Zolnaga, while that observer is going straight into the base. So now I'm going to go ahead. I try to be a little fancy with the warp prism. Didn't really work. My timing was off on that. And, versus AI, you don't really see too many turrets going up. Or versus, you know, when you're playing on multiplayer, you don't really see too many people build missile turrets kind of around the 9-minute mark for some reason. Unless, you know, oh, I just got sniped with, you know, some Arians, or I was victim of a drop. It's like a secondary thing you do after it's happened, so it's kind of like hindsight. So there's another warping right there. And you see that my money's low, my gas is kind of high. I just taken units that are just mineral heavy. Oh, there's that. So take 1 stalker, go take out. So he's scouting my base, seeing that I'm sticking to 3-gate Robo. There's the robotics bay, so I'm getting straight. So I'm gonna get 2 Immortals, 3 Immortals, and then I'm going straight towards Colossus. So, and then I see an SUV kind of run by, and then right here, this is my army, this is my production right here, and then that's my other army. So my army's 1 through 4, and all of a sudden, whoops, that died, and I barely caught Hellions. And that's the thing with AI, they'll build every random thing they can think of. So, it's not too big of a deal. Then I got my probe transfer going down. He actually has ghosts. So I push back a little bit, trying to figure out where they're coming from.
I am here in the shadows.
So we're gonna see. And I have my defenses there, so I can get my I do have them selected, and I do got force fields ready for when the initial battle comes. So I move a few probes there, a few probes there. My 2 gateways are down. My Colossus is almost out. Oh. An EMP. Oh, wow. Well, I kind of split the army, not too well. I probably should have used Guardian Shield versus force fields, and then you see the warping right there. Trying to get these warp gates going again. Noticing that I'm again supply locked. I'm not So now I'm just.
You must construct additional pylons.
So now I just queued a bunch of a few more pylons down. I'm looking to see what the observer goes first, and then I'm just going to. This is you know, a timing attack with a timing defense. So you saw around the 7.5 minute mark with 2 racks play, he was doing a little small marine marauder ball, and I noticed, you notice that kind of offhand. So there's another warping cycle there.
I am here in the shadows.
Chrono boosting my warp gates, make sure everything's going on with my bases, taking more, building more gateways, building more pylons, killing one probe to make all these pylons, getting the forge down, not really paying attention to my army, considering how, where it was. So as the army is actually doing damage, I'm over here building and making sure I get my protection back up again. I probably should have thrown in another warp cycle, which if the computer didn't surrender, I would have thrown another one here and sent it in. But as you can tell, a whole one, let's go to the everyone cam. So this guy was scouting all the time, so he had noticed my entire base. Just notice. So a few more pylons going down. So now I'm throwing down my forge at the 15 minute mark. Should have went down a lot earlier, but I was trying to tech the Colossus. There's Colossus timings that you can do, and quick, push outs with stalkers and a small force like a 4-gate, but basically it's going to be a 3-gate Robo, and you're going to try to do as much damage as you can on certain maps. But for me, standard for me for a while was 3-gate Robo, and I never deviated from that, and it actually works, good percentage of the time. So but yeah, let's go back. We're gonna go back to probably around the first attack, which was roughly around the 7.5 minute. Okay, so here's the first attack. So you're gonna see a timing like this, probably around the 7.5. So between the 7 to 8 minute mark against Terran and Zerg, because of how fast they can get their units, expect an attack. Just kind of expect it. Build up a defense, unless you know your opponent's not doing anything crazy like that. But you saw when I had that probe scout up here. Well, there's a kind of a big army of, I saw about 5-6 Marines, kind of a big army. And I remember I did see the 2 racks going down. So this is a 2 racks pressure play. So, and here we go. So let's go down. Force field goes down. And right here, this force field will hold them off. Yeah, if this was an actual person, they would have backed out and not tried to stay at that ramp. Knowing the unit. So I sat there and saved my sentry by pulling him back. I didn't pull back my stalkers like I should have. But the sentry was a little more important at the moment. And then we're just gonna fast forward a little bit. Nothing to see, nothing to see. Next is going down after that initial attack. That was a waste of, let's see, 200. So 500 minerals I just wasted on this attack that didn't do any damage. So that's just mine. So that should not have happened. So again, he's checking for bases, and then, checking for the 3rd. Now I didn't realize he would go back door. So again, this is a very small, another small push. So these are designed, they're kind of like harassments to kind of get you aware that there's timing attacks for each thing. So here's another timing attack. And here come the Hellions. Kinda really didn't do much at all in general. So I figured Guardian Shield would have been a lot better than Force Fields. I should have done that instead. I was thinking Force Field the entire time, so I'd probably just use that instinctively. It's like, oh, I'm gonna Force Field. Oh, he's already at my natural killing probes. Well, I'll just use it again anyways. And then here comes this push. And this is the kind of army you kind of want. So it's basically Stalkers, Immortals, couple of Zealot, or a Zealot, and a Colossus. And then we saw the Marine Marauder Ball. So this should be your answer to Marine Marauder. So hold this ramp. So when you take a tower, or you're gonna kind of sit there and wait, check and see if they have taken their expansion. If you don't see them take expansion between the 5 to 7 minute mark, and then they're probably doing some one base play that it may not be a big one base play, but it's just like that first attack here. Had I expanded first and not put a defense up, that would have slaughtered me. Just would have been pretty. It would have crippled me. It would have crippled my economy. It would have crippled a lot of stuff that would have happened. It wouldn't be an ending game thing, but it would be to the point where the computer would keep the pressure up, and I had no army. So you spot this. You're looking for gas timings. Looking for when he throws out another Rax. Normally he's gonna throw out another Rax right after he destroys the initial destroys the probe that's scouting the base. But you want to stay in there as long as possible. Even if they wall this off, then you lose one probe. Then just send a Zealot, kind of sit him right here, and wait for an expansion to go up. See if you see an expansion going up. If you don't see an expansion going up within a certain amount of time, between the 5 and 7 minute mark, then he's doing some one base play. Then get a defense ready up here. So 1 sentry, maybe 2 sentries, Stalkers, and Immortal, and that'll help with the Marine Marauder Ball. And then you can keep force fielding the ramp, cutting up the army, force field the ramp, cut off the army, force field the ramp, and then one force field will kind of push them back. Once you get your first Immortal out, build another observer, set him here, so you can kind of watch this area here, see if he's still there, and if he is, keep teching. Do 1 base Colossus. Get 2 Colossi out, and then you should be, and then do one big engagement down here, make another warp in, do another big engagement. So basically, you're getting a lot of information about what's going on with the bases and what on times, stuff like that. So, anyways, I think that's about it. I'm not sure if I missed anything. We did see I was kind of always producing stuff. It's only a 15-minute game. Let's go all the way back. And what times 8 this and get the production on. And let's see how long it took. notice the only time this is gonna actually stop not having seen anything in production is when I'm supply blocked. So even during that attack, my production was still going. So I never really seen any dead time. This bar is always going back and forth. Unless I'm really maxed out, then all you're gonna see is rebuilt buildings. So this basically never really stopped showing any signs of production unless I was supply blocked. But even if that, I was throwing down another gateway, some other building to keep myself going. So that way this kind of stays at a reasonable rate. So it stays low. So a few things here and there, and to tweak, and you know, JHM, you should be pretty much moving up, and just got to keep this going. So hope to see you again, and have a good day. Bye.